we have aggressively pursued the fruition of our vision for Seton Catholic for when we celebrate our 75th anniversary in 2029. Our historic campus is almost completely renovated. Our Founded in Faith, Building on Excellence campaign for a new event center is equally as important for our vision. Our current gym has been stretched to its limits with assemblies, liturgies, PE classes, community events, and athletics. Because the space is used for so many things, critical events like hosting the sacred mass have to be set up right before and taken down directly after.
If you got assigned to be the one that was setting up mass, it was just a nightmare, having to roll out the carpet and set up all the chairs and do everything. The thing that I noticed the most that was like super limiting about that was the sense of reverence in this space.
The weight room's been nice, but it'll be nice to have the extra space. I mean, there's just not enough room to do everything. So a lot of times we end up just working out, outside.
It's a small room, and we only have a small area to work out in.
The weight room not being the biggest, and once again having to share with all the other teams has been hard.
We only have a 30-minute time frame between when practice ends and when school starts, so all of us kind of run to the locker room or bathroom because there's not a lot of space in the locker room. It gets really frantic in the morning.
From a volleyball standpoint, we don't even use the locker room because there's just not enough room for us.
Yeah, so being in the locker room when everyone's in there, like volleyball has a freshman, JV, and varsity team that's around 12 girls a team. It's a lot of people in one small space.
There's not enough room for all of us in there to store our stuff or just to get ready.
Sometimes it's more convenient to just change in your car or go home.
When you're trying to accommodate 40, 50, 60 kids in this space, it's just difficult.
Until maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock at night because it's really difficult to find time.
Time practices would have to be cut short during the season because we have the basketball team coming in after us.
Basketball, having to share the gym with in season the girls team, and we have 3 different levels, obviously freshman, JV, and varsity, and there's days when all 3 teams have to practice at the same time.
It's slow getting my season off to a start, which means we're starting practice at about 8 o'clock.
It's only allows for 1 season, and like when we're off season, we would love to have some gym time.
A lot of times our kids are coming home at 8:30 at night, and it's they have a couple hours of homework, so it gets to be very difficult to manage from that perspective.
We're a year-round sport. We always kind of get the last pick of where we want to practice and everything, so we do end up having to wake up at 5:30 every morning.
Basketball in there 3:30 to 5:30, boys basketball in there 5:30 to 7:30.
We get out at 3, and the freshman girls practice is at 3:30 to 5:30. School gets out at 3 o'clock, and JV and varsity volleyball practices here 5:30 to 7:30, 5 days a week.
It is clear the needs of our students and athletes have grown beyond our current gym. The event center will serve our current students and provide a wonderful space for future generations of Sentinels. It will be used as reverent space to hold the sacred liturgy. And we will be able to host large school and community events on campus. We will have the facility to match our academic and athletic excellence. Athletics is a big part of our school history and our school life. Seton Catholic ranks in the top 10 most winning schools among all programs in Arizona. I know it is a big ask. I know this is a large project, but I believe with all my heart, it is what is necessary for Seton. Now is the time to invest in our present and our future.
The Spartans of Leading Edge Academy. Leading Edge and Seton Catholic are members of the Arizona Interscholastic Association and abide by the rules and regulations as set forth by their associations to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we begin our contest with prayer and the national anthem. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you for the many opportunities you have given us. Thank you for this time to gather in the spirit of competition. Please help these athletes and officials perform to the best of their abilities and keep them free from injury. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem. By the AIA are Kathy Langston and Beverly Nielsen. Now, introducing our guests from Leading Edge, coached by Lane Ma. Number 1, Mike Soleza. Number 9, Aiden Passarella. Number 5, Ethan Nguyen. Number 13, Ananias Stadala. Number 14, Corey Van Niekirk. And number 15, Ethan Bowman. Now introducing your Seton Catholic Sentinels, coached by John Engelbert. Number 7, Diego Kubasak. Number 9, Kyle Oppen.
They've got the wow and they've got the
Powell.
pow. The third-ranked Seton Catholic volleyball team plays its final regular season home game of the year, and they come in red hot as they take on Leading Edge Academy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno. So glad you can join us. Paulo Hutchison on the live stream. Well, John Engelbert and his team flat out rolling, an 8-match winning streak, and in that span, they have not dropped a set. They are the 3A Metro champions after knocking off Cicero Prep the other night in 3 sets. But look, it's all about momentum as they head to the postseason, which is just right around the corner, and they want to make sure they're rolling on a 10-game match winning streak. Now tonight they take on this squad that's coming in, and that is the good team, the good people from Leading Edge Academy looking for the upset win. They are 3-8 on the year. Seton 22-7, and the first serve and spike seconds away. High, they've got the wow, they've got the pow. They are flat out balling, and they've got state title aspirations as they come into this final regular season home match, and they are flat out rolling. 8 straight victories. They have not dropped a set. Starting lineups for Leading Edge Academy: number 9, Aiden Passarello; number 15, Evan Bauman; number 5, Ethan Wynn; number 1, Michael Soleza; number 13, Anania Stodola; and number 14, Corey Van Nurkirk. On the other side, for Seton, Diego Kubisak; number 7, number 9, Kyle Oppen; number 10, Jacob Howe; number 11, Owen McElvey; number 13, Brock Steele, as in man of; and number 19, Lucas Sonurka. We are loud, we are proud, we are at John J. McMahon Gym, and your officials for tonight's contest, Beverly Nielsen and Kathy Langston. Beverly is in the chair up top, on top of the net. She's got the point-blank sky view of everything's going on. And we are ready to get this one going, the final regular season home match of the year, as the Sentinels looking to end this season strong after tonight. Well, just one match remaining for the team as they head on the road, and that road matchup is coming early next week, and they'll be ready for it accordingly. And as we dial in on the Sentinel schedule, they'll be at ALA Ironwood on Monday for a 4 p.m. soiree. Leading Edge Academy on the serve. Michael Soleza serves it up. Diego is there. Worked in the middle by Sonurka, and Diego sets the tone. Up top, perfect placement. A lot of dazzle with the sizzle, and the Sentinels get off to the quick 1-0 lead. Jasmine Woods, trainer extraordinaire, is here this evening, and she's in casual wear this evening and looking spectacular. Across the way, Michael Soleza, left side. And how about Kubisak with a purpose on that left side? And the Sentinels jumping out to a quick 2-0 lead. So glad you can join us on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Happy Friday to you out there. I hope everyone had a tremendous day, tremendous week, and now savor Seton Athletics right here on your destination for the home of the good squad from Ray and Dobson Road. And that is out of bounds as a side out for Leading Edge Academy, a squad led by Lane Mall, their head coach, a record of 3-8. On serve, Aiden Passarella, Sonurka, and Kubisak with a purpose. And Diego is making sure his last regular season home match is one with highlights galore. Well-spoken young man, had an opportunity to talk to him several times this week. On serve, Lucas Sonurka. Sonurka knocks it over, deep in the back row. Leading Edge keeps it alive, they bump it over. Worked well on that back end by Brady Pritchard, kept alive by Jacob Howe, knocked over by Sonurka. Now it's Leading Edge going back to work. Left side, they set up the attack. The Sentinels have the answer in the back row. And once again, it was Kubisak looking for the kill. Leading Edge getting it back. Jacob Howe is there. Sonurka, right side. Man of, blocked at the net. Leading Edge can't handle it. Brock dazzling on that right side with a purpose. Looks like he's got a little bit of a hand injury. He's got a little tape on that, but you know what? He is here and he is ready to get things going. Sonurka on the serve. Worked in that back row. Right there, Michael Soleza doing a nice job. Bumped over by Leading Edge. Howe from the back row. Sonurka, Brock, and Brock owns it at the net. So the great thing about Brock Steele, as we see the replay, courtesy of Paulo the Magician, Brock right there had to tickle the twine and knocked over. Sonurka on a nice run. 5-1, Soleza is there. Worked in the middle by Bauman. Knocked over, and Steele that time couldn't come up as Corey Van Nykirk with the point. It's a 5-2 Seton advantage. Sentinels, this match winning streak, so impressive as that one is knocked to Tolleson or possibly Avondale. We look at the Sentinels winning streak: SCA, Gilbert Christian, Cactus, Ben Franklin, Madison Highland Prep, Bases Phoenix, Odyssey Institute, and Cicero Prep Academy feeling the wrath of the boys from Dobson and Ray Road. And now it's 7-2 Sentinels And we got some great signs in the crowd tonight. We got You Got Served, Netflix, and Kill. And there's another sign in the upper quadrant of the seating area as well. And that is out of bounds. And if the Sentinels Nation can hear me, please wave those signs with a purpose. Love to see the signs. Kubisak on serve, and Diego almost fires up the ace. Knocked over. Good work on that back end. Sonurka's there. Left side. And how about high and hard? Jacob Howell, the senior. Dazzling and impressing. 9-2. Sentinels rolling right now. Last regular season home match, there was pizza, there was soft drinks, there was dessert, tangerines, and how about Diego with the serve? And the signs, oh, we got Ace, Ace Baby, as in Ice, Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. And maybe yours truly, there's the sign right there, and maybe yours truly will rattle off a little Ice, Ice Baby for you in between the first and second set. I've got the ability. Paulo Hutchison's got a big smile on his face right now because he's never heard me do a little Vanilla Ice off the Ice Ice Baby. I can hold my own. One verse, not a lot, but one, good enough. How about in that middle? Kyle Oppen, the senior, getting some PT and loving it, scoring a point. Now checking back in, Owen McElvey, Netflix and Kill. Gotta like that. So the fans are basically saying, look, get it done quickly so we can watch whatever's streaming on Netflix. In the middle, Sentinels with a combo block, work back, and that's a miscommunication, and a miscommunication can be the breakdown of any loving relationship. Sentinels now with a 12-3 lead and absolutely rolling. Brady Pritchard, the junior, the libero, looks like he has a little Miyagi headband going. I always loved Danielson in Karate Kid, especially when he beat the hated group from the other karate dojo. It's going to come to me. And I'm kind of disappointed in myself as Brady fires up the ace that right now my 80s recall on pop culture is just not there. And I should know this. I'm an 80s guy. You name it back in the day, I rock to it. Duran Duran, In Excess, Cheap Trick, Def Leppard, Van Halen, Blondie, and Karate Kid. Got to figure what that one is. I think Paulo Hutchinson just sent it to me. Cobra Kai, boom, that is it. Cobra Kai, absolutely. But what was the main villain's character, Paulo? It was Daniel LaRusso, was Ralph Macchio, who was Johnny, there you go. Johnny was the bad guy. But if you watch Cobra Kai now, and those shows are absolutely hilarious, Johnny steals the show because he's like an 80s rocker just trying to find himself in the new world. 15-4 as I digress. Brock, man of, on the serve. Rips it in the back row. Leading edge, trying to make a play. Try to palm it, and that's exactly the call right there. Palm call, 16-4. Sentinels in cruise control. Team playing oh so well. Now Brock working it in that back row again. Ethan Wynn was there. Knocked over and a miss hit at the net by Ananias Stodula. 17-4. Sentinels cruising. Brock, and that is a miss hit by Ethan Wynn that might have got just a little bit of his chin. You hate to see that. Good thing the young man's okay. He's checking the chin and still all in one place, and he's ready to go right back at it. 18-4. Brock bangs into the net. Not too many mistakes by the Sentinels on this night. Side out right there. 18-5. Sienna Morales of the girls volleyball team is watching this one as Owen McElvey. That was Put back and then working it back the other way, Coe Van Nykirk with a purpose. 18-6. Leading edge, led by Lane Mall, the head coach. They're not lying down. They got their big boy pants on. They wouldn't do stuff on Friday nights. They're not anxious to go watch Netflix just yet. Sonerka, back row, Brock. Kept alive by leading edge. And yours truly almost came up with the save. And I'm dialing it back in. So not only can I occasionally talk decently, I have the ability to be ball boy. Multifaceted sportscaster. 19-6, Jacob Howe on serve. Worked in that back row yet again. Leading edge, trying to put it up top. And good piece of hitting by Coe Van Nykirk. Little soft touch. Van Nykirk, a senior. Probably about 6'2", 6'3". He's got some height. Michael Saleza on the serve. Sentinels, 19-7. That's knocked way deep. So the Sentinels have an opportunity to win this on serve. 20-7. Cobra Kai. That's it. The classic villainous dojo from the Karate Kid. So if we get another look at Brady Pritchard's headband, and Brady right now is talking to head coach John Engelbert in the corner. Next time Brady is on the court, we'll see if we can get a good tight look. And Brady is. And we'll get a look at that headband at some point. You see Brady right there on the back row. And that time Diego slipped right through the fingers. And maybe that was some pregame pizza. Oh, now there you go. Paulo dialing in on the headband. That's a wax on, wax off special, courtesy of Mr. Miyagi and Daniel Son. Kubisak, a little left-handed laser on that left side. 21-9, Sentinels 4 points away. Good crowd on hand. Final regular season match, of course. Sentinels back in action on Monday on the road, and then the following week it's the postseason where it truly counts. The Sentinels, they're a 3 seed, so they'll have the opportunity to host some matches. Good hustle by Sonerka on the back end. Now leading edge, putting it back the other way, and worked over by Saleza. And Brock Steele with a purpose, hovering over the net. Another look. Brock, man of, no kryptonite in his agenda right there. 22-9. Sonerka right into Saleza. Leading edge, knocks it over. Sonerka's there. Pritchard, cool headband and all. And Brock, this time Brock a little long. Aimed that one toward the back of the line and ended up in Apache Junction. 22-10. Seton cruising with Coe Van Nykirk, the senior. Leading edge, 3 and 8. They're located at 717 West Ray Road in Gilbert. And how about Kyle Oppen in that middle, getting things done. 23-10. Sentinels dazzling on home court with Diego on his way to play, or he's headed to Mesa Community College. And we wish him the best of luck in his volleyball endeavors. Fine young man. And blasting on that left side, doing some things, is Jacob Howe. Howe with the pow. That was just too easy. 24-10. Sentinels set point. Diego with the vertical. Back row, leading edge. Pritchard sets it up. Sonerka in that middle. Oppen. And leading edge can't come up with it. And the Sentinels win the first set in dazzling style. 25-10. We'll take a short timeout. More to come. You're watching the Sentinels and Leading Edge Academy, the regular season finale for the Sentinels, right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
Hit the pool my first year as a freshman, never got out.
Played varsity football all 4 years.
Starting outside for varsity as a freshman.
Took the mound my first year at Seton.
Haven't left the floor in 4 years.
State qualifier all 4 years. Put my name on a record board.
Broke some records. Brought home a region title.
Hung a banner on the wall when I said I would.
I want to put a banner on the wall.
Pitched in the playoffs 2 straight years.
Dropped 1,000 points in my career. Still not done.
Finished my career on the podium.
Region Player of the Year.
3-time All-Region athlete.
Made the All-Region team 2 years in a row.
We'll play college basketball next year.
What will you do?
What will you do?
What will you?
What will you?
What will you do?
Okay, here we go. Had a chance to talk to Paulo Hutchinson. He gave me all the insights of live streaming and then some. He gave me the total breakdown of the first set of how and why the Sentinels were so effective in dominating that first set 25-10. And now I know more about volleyball than I ever have in my life, courtesy of the one and only, the live stream extraordinaire, the sizzle with the visual, and that's PH. You love him, and you listen to him, and you handle his sarcasm, Mr. Paulo Hutchinson. And now we get ready for the second set. Sentinels on the court, Brock Steele, Jackson Heim, Jacob Howe. Also in the back row, Camden Gross. Brady Pritchard with the Mr. Miyagi. Once again, that headband is tremendous. And Diego Kubisak. So the Sentinels fans, I gave them kind of a heads up. I want to see their signs. Several out there. Gross on the serve. Worked into Soleza. Leading edge. And now it's the Sentinels setting it back up. And a miss hit at the net by Jacob Howe. Leading edge takes the first point. So glad you can join us right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. For, this Monday, Sentinels are at ALA Ironwood, closing shop on the 3A regular season. But first, they're trying to get their 9th straight match victory. Brock banging at the net. Knocked over Pritchard. Gross, right side. And a miss hit on the right side by Howe. 2-0 Leading Edge Academy. Leading Edge, all decked out in the Johnny Cash black. Soleza with a purpose. Now 2-1. Plenty of good signs out there from our Sentinels Nation. As soon as we get a chance, we'll dial in yet again. Jacob Howe on the serve, senior. Ecstatic for this season, and he fires up. Oh, there they are. Boom! Great job by the fans. Yeah! There you go. They're fired up for the signs now. Love it. And that is knocked the other way. And that was Van Nykirk blistering. Leading edge with the 3-2 lead. Sentinels took the first set 25-10. On the serve, Aiden Passarella. Gross setting up. A little miscommunication. Sentinels regrouping. Van Nykirk, and he meets the big fella in the middle, Jackson Heim. Holy guacamole. That's a great sign. Holy guacamole. That is tremendous. My goodness, the Sentinels fans, I'll tell you, I love them. That's some good creative juice right there. How about Gross? He read the little soft touch, and Brock back row, and Brock delivers. Netflix and kill, a boom, ace, ace, baby. We got them all. And the fan base, they're into it and they're laughing over there. You know, sometimes as sportscaster, you just got to work the crowd a little bit. Paulo does. He's always working the fan base, giving them what they want. He was the one that unleashed Freddie the Flamingo here. And at some point, we're going to see the fine feathered one. Right now, you see me in the lower right corner of your screen with the camera behind me, and there's Freddie, right by the back row referee. Gross, Brock, leading edge, Saleza, knocked over. Good job by Even Bauman. Left side, Diego. Thunderous. Knocking it home with authority. (6-3). Heim. Left side, Van Nykirk. Strong. Standing loud and proud. 6-4, Sentinels. As Brady Pritchard comes in. And we might have to interview Brady Pritchard tonight. Having a tremendous year as libero of this team. Howe in the back row. And Howe off Pritchard. Worked in the back end, Passarella. Leading edge, Gross is there. Brady, right side, Brock. Banging. Leading edge, doing a nice job. Pritchard resets. Gross, Brock the other way. Van Nykirk knocks it over. Howe in the back row. Gross is there, set up in the middle. And winning the battle, Ananias Studola. But they're gonna say leading edge with a net violation. 7-4. Gross checks out. Brock checks out. Sinurka back in. And hopefully we get some more signs after this point. Sinurka knocks it across. And Sinurka serves up the ace, ace, baby. Very nice. 8-4. Sentinels fans, always a classy group. They always come to the sporting events and root with good sportsmanship and good care. Gotta love them. Some of the best people right here. Seton Catholic Nation, love you to death. And that's out of bounds. Sentinels doubling up leading edge. Now leading once 8-4, now 9-4. Kids, remember in school, they always teach you to round up. And we got all kinds of pizza rolling in here. 9-4, worked in that back row. And Van Nykirk on a miscommunication with Ethan Wynn. 10-4, Sentinels are cruising. Sinurka on serve. Freddie the Flamingo also on hand. Freddie, a fine volleyball player in his own right, and Kubisak getting up like a champ. 11-4. Seton Catholic, once again, they have not dropped a set in the last 8 matches, all victories. The last time they lost was back on April 9th against 4A Arizona College Prep. And then before that, they had a 3-game winning streak. And before the last time I lost before that was Northwest Christian, who was ahead of them in the rankings. ALA West Foothills, number 1, Northwest Christian, number 2, Seton, number 3. Talking to John Engelbert, he says, look, we've got the ability to play with those teams and beat those teams. It's all about focus. It's all about being able to handle the storm when we lose a couple points in a row and refocus the energy. Also on the floor right now, Karsten Gifford, a junior, number 14. Brady's there, Sonurka, left side, a little bump over by Gifford. Gifford gets it up, Sonurka, Oppen in the middle, back row. Van Nykirk shoots that across the universe. 12-5, Seton. Brady Pritchard. Love the headband. If Brady's selling those on an Etsy store, I'm buying one. We gotta ask him the motivation for the headband. All Sentinels Nation needs to know. Pertinent information as we wind down this fantastic Friday. 13-6. And that is a boomer and then some. And now the chair and the floor ref are discussing things accordingly. Now we're back in live action. Sonurka, Howe, soft spot in the middle. 14-7. Sentinels cruising. Feeling really good about everything right now. So we know Johnny was the main villain. And I'm just trying to think of the main villain of the dojo in Cobra Kai. I'm gonna have to look it up between sets because these are things we're all dying to know. Pertinent information. Dropped in the middle by Ananias Stadola, the junior. 14-8. Sentinels, last regular season home match. Jackson Heim right behind me, getting checked by the trainer. Jasmine Woods, who does a tremendous job. And Jasmine, the other night, as we talked to numerous members of the Seton staff, and Jasmine was eloquent and gave her insights on her non-stop work with all these great athletes on campus. Camden Gross on the serve. Leading edge, hustling, Van Nykirk over. Back row, Pritchard. Kubisak, back row attack. Set up by leading edge, and that is out. 16-8. Sentinels cruising into a nice second set. Camden Gross. Worked Van Nykirk. And that's out of bounds as Van Nykirk hits the left pole. 17-8. Sentinels closing in on a 2-set lead. Camden. And Camden with the ace baby. Boom, you got served. Netflix and kill. All kinds of great signs by the fan base. 18-8. John Engelbert and crew taking care of business. Back row, Stadola. Van Nykirk. And Van Nykirk getting out some frustration. The senior. You can tell he's got some skill in the game. 18-9. On serve. Michael Saleza, who's been very busy in that back row. Kept alive by Gross. And Brock was trying to throw the changeup and unfortunately didn't have enough arc to reach home plate. 18-10. Soleza on serve. Kubisak. Brock. And Brock with the miss hit right into the net. Also on the floor right now, number 15, Maddox Linnell. A freshman middle blocker. And Maddox, in case you don't know this, I'm going to point out the obvious. He's not short. Very tall. Brady's there. Gross. And how about the big bang in the middle? Maddox Linnell, welcome to the show. 19-11. Jacob Howell working hard. Getting things done on serve. And serves up the ace. You got served. Ace, ace, baby. And the one sign that I love, the guacamole sign, I'm waiting to see again. 20-11. Leading edge, little bump over. Howell, back row. Gross sets up the right side. Brock banging and delivering. 21-11. Sentinels 4 points away, looking to do the damage and win this on serve. Howell right into Sadola off the rafters, and that is the luck of the Sentinels. You get it high up in that upper echelon of the gym. 22-11, Sentinels 3 points away. Howell rips it across. Soleza knocked over. Pritchard, Gross, Linnell with the short little soft touch, and Kubisak wins the battle up front. 23-11. Oh, and Paulo Hutchison getting all kinds of crazy, all kinds of visuals. Do not adjust your live stream. Do not adjust your eyes. It could be technical. It could be some kind of live stream malfunction. Paulo's working on it. Kubisak, Cameron Gross, back to Kubisak, and Kubisak right into the mug of Ananias Tudola. 24-12. Set point for the Sentinels. And right now, Paulo is just trying to figure it out. He's got all kinds of color schemes going, and they're all high neon pink. Maddox Linnell on the serve. Linnell, leading edge, and the miss hit, and the Sentinels take the second set, 25-12. They've been convincing. They're up 2 sets to none. We'll take a short timeout from John Jay, McMahon Gym.
At Seton Catholic Prep, our Catholic college prep environment prepares us for the next step in our lives.
And allows us to be more than just a student. We can be a performer,
an athlete,
a leader,
and so much more.
Third and final set. Sentinels 25 points away from their 9th straight match victory. And of course, they are on such a streak, they don't want to drop a set in the process. Monday, they're back at it. They're on the road at ALA Ironwood in Ironwood, Arizona. But now it's all about the third set. Cernerka, Laragoida, Pritchard, Kubisak, Howe, and Brock Steele. And that one is in the back row. Leading Edge takes the first point. Leading Edge, of course, their season is also winding down as the Sentinels get the side out. They're here. Tuesday, they're at Ben Franklin, and they wrap up May 1st at Valley Christian. Only 3 wins on the year, beating ALA Anthem South, Santan Charter, as well as ALA Anthem South yet again. It's all part of the learning pain as Laragoida with a good serve. Van Nykirk. Brock is there and could not get it. Pritchard back on the court. Pritchard directing traffic. Oppen also on the floor on the front line. And that's a miss hit. Aiden Passarella on the misfire as Cernerka goes back to work. Of course, we'll have post-game coverage right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Powell Hutchison will set the camera up, and I will accommodate by talking. And we got the ace, ace, baby. You got served. How about that? The signs are served up with a purpose. Cernerka. And Salades on the back row couldn't handle it. And I like that on both ends. And the Seton bench, they got some funniness going on over here. They're bringing the humor, bringing the energy. Let's see. We can potentially, unfortunately, the Sentinels give it right back, but if they would have won that point, you're going to see the Sentinels bench with some kind of reaction to winning a point. Still up 4-3 on a tremendous, beautiful day in Arizona. Gorgeous temperatures as the Sentinels closing in on win number 23. Van Nykirk. I think he was trying to hit the back of the gym. He was close. Kubisak gets it across. And a miss hit by Leading Edge. 6-3. And I saw just a great thing by Evan Bauman. He went over to his teammate, Ethan Gwynn, and just basically said, look, it's all good. And another serving up the action. You see the Sentinels. They had the one reaction where they all dived to the floor at the same time. We'll see if we can get that one again. Kubisak almost serves up the ace. Bauman worked across. Pritchard, back row. Cernerka, left side. Jacob Howe with a purpose. 7-3, here we go. Banging. On that time, it was just the pads. Now 8-3. Look, we provide not just the visuals, not just the entertainment, the pop culture. We provide the quality humor courtesy of that Seton volleyball bench. Serving up the fun, Ethan Wynn. Pritchard back there. Cernerka. Kubisak in that back row. Battle at the net. Jacob Howe almost won it. Sadola. Van Nykirk on the miss hit. Almost took his teammate's head off. 9-4. Oppen is out. Laragoida is in. Bennett Laragoida, a sophomore, paying his dues to get some PT with this volleyball team. Ranked 3rd in the state. Stadola kept alive. Kubisak in that back row. Van Nykirk is there. And miscommunication by Stadola. Just over the head of Bauman. 10-4. Sentinels with the purpose. Ripped across by Pritchard. And not enough work by leading edge in the back row. 11-4. Sentinels cruising. And the kids from leading edge, they're having some fun out there. So all is not lost. Stadola. Kubisak is there. Sonurka. Brock Steele. And Brock. Big time thunder. Throwing it down hard. Brock, a fixture on the basketball team for Coach Carter Abey. Love to see Brock play some football, play some linebacker for the Sentinels. That'd be fun to watch. Right into Wynn. Bauman into Pritchard. Sonurka, right side. Brock blocked at the net, and leading edge can't get it over. 13-4. Keep it here for post-game coverage from the Sentinels. Win that back row for Van Nykirk, and Laragoida coming up big. And once again, I'm whistling and mentioning to the fans, gotta see the signs. 14-4. Danielson on serve. Pritchard, Brady Pritchard tickling the twine all that time. The Sentinels bench, they all kind of dive bombed on the court. And John Engelbert just laughing right to my right. He's got a big smile on his face, and it's all good right now. Sports is supposed to be fun, and right now the Sentinels got plenty to enjoy, and they're on a nice winning streak, playing well. Really utilizing their bench, getting a lot of valuable minutes to a lot of newcomers. And Laragoida. And he's got some thunder in those hops. And we get a timeout on the floor. Sentinels up 16-4. And now one of my favorite signs, holy guacamole. Love that, ace baby. Netflix and kill, you got served. Holy guacamole. That is just tremendous. I might have to use that here in my... And right now we've got the mini wave going. Let's see if they can all coordinate that. That's great. Big clap. Okay, let's see if we can do it on their end. We were gonna try to like... I stood. We got the wave going in the back end. It circled around the arena right to me, and I made sure I participated. Pritchard right into Wynn. Bauman keeps it alive, and Stadola not enough at the net. 17-4. And now we got some hip hip hooray from the Seton bench. All kinds of good energy here tonight. Talk about tons of fun. It's a fantastic Friday night as they slide across the court. 18-4. Sentinels with the advantage. Brady Pritchard. On a nice run. And Brady's going to be the first person we interview because we got to know all about the headband, because it is just flat out styling. Jacob Howe is going to be out of bounds on that return. Leading edge, they got some life. Right now, they're kind of treading water, deep sea. They're almost like Leonardo DiCaprio holding onto the board in the Titanic. And my thoughts are, you know, Kate Winslet, there was plenty of room on that board to let Leonardo get a little bit of a momentary break from the frigid cold waters of the deep ocean. Bauman, Pritchard, Sonurka, soft spot, Bauman's there, almost hits the rafters, knocked over. Kubisak, Brock, back row attack, off the rafters, leading edge, coming up big. Sonurka, Lara Goida in the middle, with the purpose, with the big time, boom. Sentinels 5 points away. Lara Goida, Bennett, sophomore, doing some nice things tonight. Man of on the serve. And Brock fires up the ace. 21-5. Sentinels rolling right now. 4 points away from a 3-set victory. Brock. And they're going to call a formation violation against the Sentinels. 21-6. Ananias Stodola on serve, number 13. A junior. Pritchard's there. And Van Nykirk, high and hard in the middle. And some of the leading edge fans to my left excited. 21-7. And that's going to be a missed hit by Stodola, who laughs it off. So the Sentinels can win this on serve. 22-7. Howe will serve it up. Howe almost fires up the ace. Laragoida. And that's just a miss hit the net as he laughs it off. 22-8. Happy Friday to all of you out there. Hope you have big plans. In case you're looking for a good movie to see, Michael B. Jordan and the vampire movie Sinners. Tremendous. It's like the Shawshank Redemption movie of vampires. Really touches a lot of strings. Sonurka. Kubisak slicing through. 23-8. Sentinels 2 points away. Keep it right here. Post-game coverage coming up. Laragoida. Bauman at the net. Van Nykirk. Steele and Steele. Right into the net. Leading edge with a little life. Pritchard back in. Worked in the back row. Howe, Pritchard. And a miscommunication between Sonurka and Oppen. (23-10). Howe. Pushed over. Good work by Bauman in the middle. Oppen blocked. Kept alive by the Sentinels. Kubisak not messing around. He's got big time dinner plans. He wants the appetizer, meal, and dessert at Applebee's all rolled into one by 8 o'clock. 24-10. Match point. Sonurka on serve. Sonurka fires it up, and Sonurka just a tad long. 24-11. And there was no technical difficulties earlier. It was just my monitor, by the way. Van Nykirk on serve. Gets it short. Sentinels trying to close it out. And Brock Steele does just that. And the Sentinels increase their match-winning streak to 9 flawlessly yet again, winning in 3 sets. The Sentinels now improved to 23-7, and they'll wrap up the regular season on Monday at ALA Ironwood. We'll take a short time out from John J. McMahon Gym. Post-game coverage coming up on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
Kylie, what is one thing that I always say? Do I look like your mother? Jordan, what is something that I always say? Kick rocks. Sierra, what is one thing I always say?
Oh, wait. Cry about it.
Sam, what's something I always say?
Well, that sucks.
Emma, what is one thing that I always say?
You can kick rocks.
Gab, what's something that I always say?
You always say, why are you lurking at my door?
Carlos, what is one thing that I always say?
Carlos, get out!
Christian, what is something that I always say?
Kick rocks.
Abby, what's one thing that I always say?
Get your shoes off my table!
We promised you post-game coverage, and I am a man of my word. I'm here with the one and only Brady Pritchard. And Brady, 9 in a row, all perfect. Not a little dent whatsoever. You guys haven't dropped a set. Your thoughts on this amazing run with tonight's performance, knocking off this leading edge team in 3 sets and doing it in convincing fashion?
Well, you know, we've been trying really hard to put the team into a good order that that everybody works collectively. We have, as you said, we haven't dropped a set in honestly since we played Basis Flagstaff. Yeah. So we've just been here in the gym, practice every day, getting better, coming together as a team, playing as a unit instead of individuals.
So one last regular season match, ALA Ironwood on Monday. You go to their place. Your thoughts of capturing that and, you know, ending the regular season with 10 in a row, getting a little break, and then going into the postseason with all kinds of momentum?
Yeah, well, that would just be fantastic. If we can get all the way through, not having dropped a set in several games, that would be fantastic. I'm feeling really confident about us in playoffs. I feel like we're going to take care of Ironwood on Monday. We're going to end the season great.
For you personally, you moved into the libero role this year, doing a tremendous job. Talk about the challenges you faced early, and now it just seems like for you, it's just like second nature in that back row, handling it, and then getting your team back on offense.
Yeah, so I started off as an outside, so I was, first part of the season, I was conditioning my body in a way that for hitting and jumping. But then our libero, Cole, got injured. So then I started moving. I had to start doing more like lower stuff, passing instead of hitting. It was a challenge. It was definitely a challenge to get back into the swing of things. But I think I've gotten better. I think that we've all worked hard, especially those after that incident where we all kind of rearranged a little bit. I think we did a really good job, and I'm really happy with where I am and where the team is.
Yeah, and it speaks volumes of this team to come together after losing Cole early in the season. Such a key piece, and not just that, just a tremendous teammate, a leader, and even to this day is such a motivating factor on the bench, providing so much support as this team continues to roll on. And this team, obviously, big aspirations, and we wish you the best of luck going forward. Now we have to talk about the headband, because I'm a big fan, and I'm thinking, as I see it, I'm thinking Mr. Miyagi, I'm thinking Daniel-san, I'm thinking Cobra Kai, I'm thinking Karate Kid. Walk me through the headband.
Okay, so it keeps my hair out of my eyes, which is really helpful in the game. But I also wear it because when I was a freshman, there was this senior who would always wear, it wasn't this exact one from Karate Kid, but it was like a headband kind of like that. There was like a big sun with a tree and some like symbols, like some Mandarin symbols on the side. I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to continue that with the team.
Okay, so that being said, how many times when you're walking on campus do you see your fellow classmates rocking some headbands in favor of Brady Pritchard? Because I'm telling you right now, next home match, whenever that is in playoffs, if you give me the headgear, I'm going to wear it that night. I promise you. Boom. I'm going to have it draped around, and I'm going to say wax on, wax off, whatever Brady Pritchard wants me to say that night in spirit of you. So when you walk down the hallways, is anyone giving you some headband love?
I mean, there are a few people who mention it here and there. It's mainly just when we're talking to the other team on the net. That's mainly when people say things. I think they should say more. People during school, I think that it's something that needs to be remembered and something that needs to be brought up.
It needs to be brought up. It needs to be embraced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a couple days off. You're now on the weekend. It's Friday. Give me kind of the Friday night festivities of Brady Pritchard and what the man with the headband's going to do this weekend.
So actually, here today is our one and only Coach Guthrie. He started the program here at Seton back when Coach John was playing. So he's here to support us, and we're all going out to dinner.
That's fantastic. Well, look, we wish you the best of luck. I look forward for your next home match. Hey, it can't stop at 9. It's got to continue to 10. That's the goal Mondays, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That's Brady Pritchard, the libero extraordinaire, moving from outside to libero. Oh, by the way, he rocks the cool headband, and you're going to have one for me for the next home match, right?
I'll try to get you one.
Okay, I'm going to wear it. If you bring it, I will wear it. And I will quote Karate Kid lines throughout that match. That is Brady Pritchard. Keep it locked and loaded. More to come from Seton Catholic right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. And a special moment right now as we get the founder of Seton Catholic Volleyball joining us, Coach Andrew Guthrie, who's made his way back to watch his disciple on the court, John Engelbert. John, of course, won a state title with Coach Guthrie back in 2016. And Coach, as you see these young men, the next generation of volleyball players, and know that you were influential of getting it all started back in the day, what does it mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, the growth that John has put back into the program. Between John and myself, there was kind of some lackluster years of building the program, and you see the excitement of the guys. You see how many players he gets every year. I mean, year after year, he's got enough for 2-3 teams, which is something I would have dreamed of, to have full rosters. And to see from the very beginning when I was begging players to show up or trying to get anybody to come out, and to see now, you know, with John at the helm, I mean, it's a playoff team every year. And the caliber of coach that he is and the caliber of person he is spectacular.
No question, John just galvanizes the masses, such a good person, and people feel that family environment that, of course, radiates throughout this program. And that being said, the team now in a 9-match winning streak. They haven't dropped a set in that course of that run. And, Coach, when you see them, what do you see that is making them stand out right now?
I think Lucas has come a long ways. And, you know, at the beginning of the year, you know, we talked, and Lucas was one of those that I don't think he believed in himself as much as he needed to. To be a starting setter kind of at this level in playoff, you have to believe that you are the reason why they're going to make a playoff run. And I think at the beginning he kind of fought that, you know, leadership role as well as just his understanding of the game, and every week when he's led it, it's just gotten easier and better. I think the guys have come with him, this kind of stuff, and believe in him. And again, they look great at times. I mean, offensively, I mean, you got weapons across the board. Brock, you know, jumps out of the gym. He looks amazing on the right side. Both the middles are spectacular. The outsides, you know, do a great job. I mean, Diego, I think, has come a long ways as far as becoming the guy. I mean, he really wants it, you know, game point. He wants to be the one that's got the pressure on him. And it just kind of shows that they're all together and they believe in Lucas. And that's the fun part. So,
yeah, Lucas Sonerko, who's doing such a great job setting up his outsides. And people don't realize what a team sport volleyball is, to be in such a rhythm. Everyone has got to be in point, from that back row libero, resetting to the setters, going back on the outside, and then, of course, resetting defensively. It's just a non-stop affair on the court. And for Coach, for you personally, as you reflect back on the 2016 team that won the state title that John was a part of, what comes to mind when you reflect on that glorious year?
To be honest, it was one of those things, top to bottom, they were together. It is one of those things of, that's something that doesn't happen a lot in high school sports, but does that scene. You know, it's one of those things that these guys really do care about each other. You know, the faith and family kind of mentality, you know, these guys do grow with each other. And it's just amazing to see that. You know, back in 2016, I mean, they had 10 seniors that played 4 years. And they were all in. And I remember game point, you know, John ended up getting the game point. And before the play, I knew it was over. We had a great dig by Wazzy back row. Comes up, and it's game over. Didn't matter who got set. We had enough talent across the board, and those guys believed. Everybody, front row, back row, give a chance. This kind of stuff is going to put away. I think these guys have a lot of that same mentality of, You give them a set, doesn't matter what the point is right now. They just want to make it. They'll take care of business.
And taking care of business is what their focus is, of course. And along the way, they get another opportunity potentially against Northwest Christian, the 2 seed, as well as ALA West Foothills, and that is down the road. And Coach, you've been removed away from Seton, but I really feel, I'm not just saying this for the streaming masses out there, but I really feel that once you're part of this Seton family, you're always part of it, and you're always welcomed in. And I want to get your thoughts on what it was like coming back to the gym and being, appreciated and welcomed back by so many as you walked in this gym this evening.
It is a great place. Every year I always try to make it back, this kind of stuff. I was going to say, I don't think I've missed a year. They made the playoff run and missed any, or not been able to at least make 1 or 2 of the playoff games. And again, it is a special place for me. There's no question about it. I've got some of the old floors still at my house that the boys signed for me many years ago. And, I think one of the guys said, you bled, sweat, and, cried on this this floor. And again, I spent a lot of time here. And watching John take it over and do it is spectacular. And no, it is just a special place. I make it back probably 5 to 10 times a year, either with their camps, helping out with some practices. Whenever John needs things, I'm here for him. There's some times where he'll call up a little frustrated and say, hey, what do you see here? And we'll still talk volleyball. It's not uncommon for him and myself to go over and grab dinner after a game that we watch and talk volleyball for the next hour and a half, because he cares. And again, anybody who wants to talk volleyball, I'm always in. And especially if they want to talk Seton volleyball, I'll be there even longer. So
there you go. That is the legend, Andrew Guthrie, the former coach. He's got that state title ring. He helped develop this program back in the day. Spending some time right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Coach, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap this up with John Engelbert coming up in just a moment. So we had Andrew Guthrie. Now we go to the current head coach and John Engelbert. And John, what can you say? 9 in a row. You don't drop a set. Tonight another dominating victory, taking care of the team that came in and handling them oh so well in Leading Edge Academy. And your thoughts of your team doing what's necessary, taking care of business, not wasting a lot of time in the process.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see the boys take care of business, do what needs to be done, not just to win the game, but also to make us better. We're not just competing against teams like this. We're trying to compete against all the teams in the division. We're trying to be the best team. And they really go out there with that mindset of, we're not just trying to win this game. We're trying to make ourselves better and work on the things that we need to work on. And I've been more than impressed with what the boys have done the last 2 weeks. They have goals in mind, and they're doing whatever they need to do to get there.
So. And they're doing that, and one more roadblock, regular season, that's Monday night, ALA Iron. What are your thoughts of going into someone else's gym and trying to make it 10 straight?
Yes, we'll be going on the road for the first time in a little while. It's been about a week and a half since we've been on the road, so it'll be a nice test for us, especially playing on a Monday, coming off the weekend. But I think these guys are ready to do it. I think like I said, they have their goals in mind, and it's not just about winning this next game. They're motivated to go out there, finish the season off, finish this win streak off in the regular season, and take that win streak onto the next round or onto the playoffs.
John, how nice was it to have the legend Andrew Guthrie here, who started the program, who you played for back in the day and won a state title with in 2016? How special was that to have his presence in the gym this evening?
It's always special. Anytime I get to see Andrew Guthrie, it's a special day. It's a special moment, and it's really nice to have him. I can't say enough about how much his support as a coach means to me. He kind of helped me get my legs underneath me when I first started being a head coach, and he's always been there kind of by my side, helping me with things for practice, things at games. He's always been someone that's helped me as a coach. He helped me as a player when I was playing for him. Now he's helped me as a coach. And so anytime I get to see Andrew Guthrie in the Seton gym, it's always a good day.
Tremendous mentor, and obviously years later, a tremendous friend as well. And before I let you go, you know, this is not a Mr. Bill doll. This is the Traveling Sentinel. Break this puppy down, and accidentally his little helmet came off. Walk me through this, John.
Yes, this was put together by Andrew Guthrie, actually, and he coaches his girls' club team up in Flagstaff, and he calls this the Traveling Sentinel because he takes this with his girls' team whenever they travel. He made it himself. He and his daughters made it, and they did a very good job. They actually put together this little Sentinel also has a sword, and he paid attention to details. He says he's taken it with his team to Utah, Vegas, Colorado, some big tournaments they've played in, and he brought it down from up from Flagstaff this weekend just to come watch the last home game. So he says now this is with us, and he says it's not going to take it back until we get it with the trophy. So that's the plan.
There you go, the Traveling Sentinel now a fixture once again with Andrew Guthrie, now the new generation with John Engelbert, and he'll be a fixture traveling with the Sentinels no matter where they go. And hopefully that final destination leads them to one destination, that is downtown to Veterans Memorial Coliseum for the semifinals and then potentially the finals.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's what we're looking forward to.
That is John Engelbert, and that wraps up our coverage of Seton Catholic Volleyball. Sentinels now 23-7. They've won 9 straight, and they haven't dropped a set in the process. They take on ALA Ironwood on Monday. Then the playoffs begin, and with this team, they've got the wow, they've got the pow, and they've got the presence to have a couple home matches right here. We'll see you then right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.